Alright, YouTube, what's up? Mr. M2 here, coming at you again. Post-fight style, Floyd Mayweather, Miguel Cotto. Man, what a fight that was. Unbelievable. Just a few things I want to go over before I break down the fight. That it was just, like I already said, great fight. Both fighters came in good shape. They both came ready to win. It was a chess match, but it was an exciting chess match. You know, most times when you see a chess match going on in boxing, it's kind of a boring fight, you know. But this fight, very good, very entertaining. I was very pleased at the way that they both came to fight, and they both showed a lot of heart. So, let's get on to my scorecard. You know, I watched it probably about 3 times last night, and I changed my score one time, and that was it. I thought Floyd won it. My final score was 7 rounds to 5 for Mayweather. You know, at first I gave him 8-4, but watching it again, I mean, one round. I mean, there's the first couple rounds were very close. I gave him one of those close rounds, and that ended up to be my score. 116, 112, that wouldn't bother me either way. A little disappointed in some of the judges at the way that they had it. It was such a wide margin. I didn't really agree with that. But either way, I still thought Floyd won the fight. He found a way to get it done, and that's my score so far. You know. So okay. Now I'm gonna just go over a quick recap of this fight. Like I said, the early rounds 1 through 4. They were very close rounds. I think Mayweather was doing a good job of he always does a good job of adjusting to his opponent, and tonight was no exception. He did the same thing. Miguel Cotto came in, same style with the hands high, and was doing a good job. He was picking off a lot of Floyd's shots too. I really think that the HBO commentary was, they sucked as usual, but I really think they were giving him a lot of credit for a lot of shots that were landing on the gloves, and not really flush on Miguel Cotto's face. But a lot of them were, but a lot of them weren't, if that makes any sense. But he did sneak that right hand around early on. It was getting through, but then Miguel Cotto, like I said, it was a chess match. Miguel Cotto adjusted to that, and he started to put the right hand just a little bit further back, or his left hand, I should say. Put a little bit further back so that he couldn't sneak that thing around. And he started to pick off some of those right hands that Floyd was landing on him. The middle rounds were all Miguel Cotto, I think. He sort of switched it up, made another adjustment. He went to the boxing. At first he was kind of stalking him, picking his shots, trying to time him like he usually does most of his opponents. And the middle rounds, he just started bouncing on the toes, started using the jab. The jab has always been a good punch to throw against Mayweather's defense, that shell defense that he likes to go into. Straight shots, they always get through on him. Like, you're going to go over and hooks and things like that. Those are just going to fall. They're going to roll right off the way he defends it. They just roll right off. But he did do an excellent job of using the jab and the footwork in and out. I think he kind of confused Floyd. That's one thing I've always noticed when someone's moving around in front of Floyd. He kind of. I mean, I don't want to say he doesn't know what he's doing with a guy like that, but it kind of gives a different look that he's not used to seeing, and I think that kind of threw him off a little bit. And that's when Cotto started to bust him up pretty good. Had him bleeding from the nose and from the mouth. Had him a little bit swollen on the side from the good jab, and he was catching him with the left hooks. There was a few times where he caught him real clean with the good left hook right to the face. I mean, it's rare to see him get caught with some of those shots like that up top. It was just an amazing performance by Cotto, and the body work was just unbelievable. I think that the HBO commentary, once again, they weren't giving him enough credit. I thought he was landing a lot of good body shots on Mayweather when he had him against the ropes at some points. I mean, just good thundering shots. I mean, you could just hear those. He's just boom, 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 hitting him right in the side and in the stomach, all this area in here. You just want to hit the guy anywhere. If you're going to hit him on the elbows, the arms, the shoulders, the chest, just hit him anywhere in the body. And it counts. I mean, you just want to try to slow this guy down as much as you can. And Miguel Cotto started to chop some wood there in the middle rounds with the boxing, mixed it up really well. And then the later rounds, I believe that Mayweather took over. He started to move a little bit, started to make Miguel Cotto chase, and the conditioning of Mayweather just basically took over from that point. I believe that Miguel Cotto, he was starting to look like he was getting a little bit tired. I'd say right after round 8, that was probably the best round of the fight to me. And I think after that round, he started to look a little bit tired, and Floyd, I'm sure he noticed it, and he started to, get on the toes himself, get on the bike, do some boxing, and he started picking off Cotto a little bit, and he made another adjustment in the fight. He started to throw that uppercut that was landing a lot through that high hand style of Miguel Cotto. He has the high hands like Mike Tyson used to have right here, and he's always been available for that uppercut. And he started to land that thing pretty clean down the stretch. And the conditioning of Floyd, I believe, really won him this fight. He just kicked it into another gear that Miguel Cotto didn't have, and he ended up winning the decision. But I just want to talk about the adjustments that these guys made. I mean, it was just unbelievable the way that these guys did it. Like I said, Floyd adjusted that right hand. He's used to throwing it straight down the pike, landing it flush on people's face like he was doing against Ortiz his last fight. He didn't really go that route with Miguel Cotto. He went around the glove, like I said earlier. That was just beautiful to adjust that. And then, like I said, Miguel Cotto made the adjustment of putting that hand a little further back so that he couldn't sneak that around. And then, he went to the boxing, went to the jab, went to the body, made the adjustment there instead of stalking. And then Floyd Mayweather made another adjustment by getting on the toes, staying on the outside, and throwing the uppercut. It was just unbelievable the way these guys did it. I was very, very excited throughout the fight. I enjoyed it. I had about maybe 15 people here. We all watched it. It was great. Just beautiful, beautiful boxing. Miguel Cotto, his jab was just on point when he threw it all night long. The footwork was good. The body work was impressive. And one thing that I want to mention was the timing of Miguel Cotto. He did a good job of timing Floyd. I mean, it's the first time I've seen somebody really, really time him that good. Where, at the same time Floyd Mayweather's throwing a punch, Cotto beats him to the punch. That's the first time I've seen somebody really do that effectively against Floyd Mayweather. Just an unbelievable job that he did, timing this guy and picking out some of those punches, man. It was great. But, once again, Floyd Mayweather, being the guy that he is, he doesn't like to lose, and did a good job of kicking into that next gear at the end of the fight. Great job for both of these guys. Cotto was, he's pretty disappointed after the fight. Didn't want to give an interview. I mean, usually when guys do that, I'm like, come on, man, at least say a little something. I really feel that Miguel Cotto was, last night, that was his best performance, even though it came with a loss. A lot of people might say that was his only first legit loss that he's had of his career. With the Pacquiao catchweight thing and the Margarito loaded gloves thing. This is probably like his really only loss in the ring. But man, the guy fought his heart out. He came to win. He didn't break down mentally. He was there all night long, and he was coming to get it. And Floyd knew it. And Floyd really had to dig down and pull this one out. And that's one thing I've always wanted to see with Floyd is he able to dig one out when someone's coming at him like that and nonstop. That's one thing that we have not seen him do in a number of years. And congratulations to Miguel Cotto, man. You put on one hell of a fight. You came to win. You weren't coming to lay down and collect a check. You wanted to give that man his first loss. And same thing for Mayweather. You really showed the heart of a champion, man. You dug it out. It was getting close down the stretch. Usually that's rare too. Usually when Mayweather gets down on the cards, it's usually early in the fight. But this time it was the other way around. Miguel Cotto started to turn it up mid-rounds, and then you had to come and sort of dig it out yourself. And just a great effort by both guys. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. I mean, you could tell by the end of the fight the way that Floyd Mayweather, his body language and the way he was speaking about Cotto in the fight, that he knew he was in there. Like he likes to say when he's training in the doghouse, he was in the doghouse last night, and he did one hell of a job. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the fight. There, it was great. What's next for both fighters? I really don't know. Cotto, who knows what he's gonna do? I mean, there's a few guys in that weight class that I would like to see him fight. I don't know if Golden Boy and them are ready to put him in there against Canelo. I mean, I really think that Cotto at this point would probably beat him fairly easy. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he'd stop him. I think he'd probably just outbox him maybe. You know, I don't know if he wants to fight a guy like Sergio Martinez if he was to come down and weight. You know, there's just a lot of guys. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight a Manny Pacquiao. If Pacquiao decides to move up to at 150 or whatever, like Mayweather came in at 151 pounds, he can come in at 150 and fight him at that weight class. Who knows if he wants to do that or not? But I think that'd be very interesting to see him go up and fight him at that weight class when he's not drained. I think it'd be probably a different fight. Now as for Floyd, one thing I want to say about Floyd was the majority of the people at my house that watched the fight were Floyd Mayweather fans. They were fans of the guy. You know, they were cheering for him as the fight was on. They were rooting for him. You know, like, come on, Floyd, let's go, Floyd. You know, they were getting a little worried, you know, mid rounds, but you know, a lot of them were saying things after the fight like, you know, he's starting to look like Roy did against Antonio Tarver when he was just getting hit more than you used to seeing him get hit. And they were saying things like, you know, he should just retire. You know, maybe he's getting old. He's 35. The reflexes aren't there. I think a lot of ring rust has a lot to do with that. But, you know, besides all that, I just want to give credit to Miguel Cotto. The guy came to fight, you know. Let's just give him the credit. Let's not take anything away from him. He came to win. I don't think he should retire. I still think he looked very, very good in this fight. I mean, he got hit, but I mean, he was in there with a guy who was very, very intelligent. So, you know, I don't know what he's gonna do after this. If the Pacquiao fight's gonna happen, who knows? But we'll see. I mean, Sergio Martinez is a guy who, I mean, he's big, he's fast. He's like a bigger, faster, stronger, harder hitting version of Miguel Cotto. I don't know if he wants to get in there and do that, but we'll see what happens if the Pacquiao fight doesn't happen. But, you know, what could I say? Just a great fight. And that's pretty much it, boxing fans. So let me know what you think. Could be in the future for both of these guys. This is Mr. M2 signing off. Have a good day.